Welcome to Learning Through Digital Humanities, a showcase. And I'm delighted to see everybody here this morning. And the USD people who came on the fall holiday, I especially want to thank all of you for not taking the day off, as you might have done. Paul Evans is working to set up a Twitter feed for us, and he's shaking his head, so he'll let me know when that's working. Twitter has had problems for 2 days now. Oh dear. Okay, a couple of things. Our new president here at USD, Jim Harris, often begins events and meetings with an important acknowledgement, and that is that we are on ancestral Kumeyaay lands. And I think we should all think about that and appreciate that fact as we work together here today. So I have a number of acknowledgements to make, and I'll be rather quick about it, although I should spend a lot of time thanking all of the people who've been involved. I'd like to thank, first and foremost, somebody who has just texted me that she's parking and running to the room here, Jessica Pressman. So you can tell her I thanked her. Uh, since stories are evidence in the humanities, I'll tell a little story. In 2012, when I accepted the job and came here to teach at USD, I was Googling around to see who was doing digital humanities in San Diego, and I found out that Jessica Pressman was in town. And I just, out of the blue, sent her an email. She didn't know me from Adam, and she responded immediately. And our working relationship began in that way, electronically, as is the case in digital humanities so often. And I've now worked with her for several years on different things, and I tell you, I couldn't be more delighted to have such a great collaborator. But of course, there have been a number of collaborators in what has developed into SDDH, San Diego Digital Humanities, including Stefan Tanaka at UCSD, and now Erin Glass from UCSD. Who's Erin here yet? No, probably on her way. Erin, are you here? No? And Catherine Highjar from Cal State San Marcos. And the group has now expanded to include people from the community colleges, and we're especially grateful to our community college colleagues who we're also going to acknowledge today. That would be Jerry Limberg from Palomar College. I think she's on her way. And Joe Safdie, who is here from Mesa College, also participated on the organizing committee over the summer and committed summer time to working with us to organize this event. And I'd also like to thank Paul Evans, the Digital Humanities postdoc here at USD, and Erin McDonald, who's a computer science major here at USD, also worked on the organizing committee, and she's a student member of the university's Digital Humanities Working Group this year as well. All worked to plan this event. I'd also like to thank Caro Radiker Freitas, who stepped in a few weeks ago. She's a graduate student at San Diego State, and she's done a lot of work on the logistics of the event. And I'm very grateful to her for everything she's done for stepping in as she did. And this morning, Amanda Pendleton, who's still in the hall, and Erin have done a lot of work as well. I'd like to thank, too, Lindy Villa. Is Lindy here? She may have stepped out. Lindy is the coordinator of our new Humanities Center here, and she just started a couple of months ago and hit the ground running. And she's done an enormous amount of work on this event, and I'm very grateful to her. I'd also like to thank 3 people here at USD without whose commitment and diligence we would not be proceeding in digital humanities. One is standing here, Shara Meshkati, from Academic Technology Services. One of the first digital humanities conversations I had at USD was about 3 years ago with Shara, and her enthusiasm has been unlimited, and I'm very grateful. And Sandra Skudis-Emsch from the Center for Educational Excellence isn't here this morning, but she is also a participant. And Sonia Zarate from Undergraduate Research, another enthusiast who, sadly for us, will be leaving USD in about a month to take a job back east. But she's been a great supporter of digital humanities. I'd also like to thank the director of the Humanities Center for allowing us to hold this event here today. And it's an opportunity also to show off our new Digital Humanities studio, which is over here. And Paul Evans will be conducting a workshop in the studio during lunchtime today. And so, Brian, thank you so much for hosting today and allowing us to block your access to your office. During lunch, you can crawl over chairs and get in there if you need to. And then our visionary Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Noel Norton. Without Noelle's energy and determination, this idea of the Humanities Center and the Digital Humanities Studio would not have come to fruition. The idea came to her probably about 2 years ago, and even with sort of the slow-moving wheels of administration and all sorts of things that go on in universities, she's managed to commandeer isn't the right word. She managed to acquire the space for this facility, and we're so grateful now to have this facility where we can all come together to celebrate the humanities and interdisciplinary collaboration across many, many fields. So I'm very, very grateful to Noelle Norton, and I think you want to say a few things this morning. Okay.
Maura is right. Commandeering space is just about the key to anything. So, welcome to USD, all of you. It is our pleasure to have you here. Maura said my name, but I'll say it again. I'm Noelle Norton, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. I've been at USD since 1994. I am a political scientist at heart. That helps with territorial grabs. So, and I am excited to be the dean now, though, because I can work on getting collaborations together across the university instead of just focusing on my discipline. And so this is a great day to watch the idea of collaboration come to fruition. We are delighted that the National Endowment for the Humanities has supported this regional digital humanities collaborative. And I'm personally honored that USD was able to host it in our new Humanities Center. So, and the thanks for that go to the director and to Maura and to Paul, because this, and Shara, this wouldn't have come together here in this space without, and Lindy, what she's walking around out there, this would not have happened without all the effort of those four. Brian, I do believe that the San Diego Digital Humanities Regional Collaborative is very innovative. It is a model for engaging the San Diego higher education community. And together we can explore the humanities through a digital lens in a space like this. Collaboration is really the fundamental feature of the digital humanities, down to its method. The work that you do expands cooperation within the university and across universities. So today's programs and presentations and workshops will underscore at its heart the collaborative spirit that's going on here. Today, just to point this out too, is not only about the digital humanities, it's about the public humanities, because we're bringing the public from wherever you come to work with this digital piece of what we do. So sharing the work of the NEH and the digital humanities in these pedagogy workshops with faculty colleagues and students is truly unique. And together we can develop new DH pedagogies, and they can be the key to ensuring long-lasting relevance to the humanities. I want to thank the founders of myself from the SD DH Collaborative, Stefan Tanaka from UCSD. I met you earlier this morning. There you are. That's what I thought. Jessica Pressman, was she able to park yet? I think from any second from SDSU. Catherine Hijar from Cal State University San Marcos. Hi. And then again, Maura Giles Watson. So thank you for putting this organization together. So from their initial vision, SDDH has now grown to include members from the San Diego Community College District with Jerry Limburg from Palomar, Joe Safadi. Are you out there, Joe? Yeah, Safdie, okay, from Mesa, who also served on the beginning organizational committee. So thank you. We are lucky, truly lucky, to have a rich network of community colleges in San Diego who we can learn from. They are always developing innovative pedagogies themselves and work with initiatives that advance educational opportunities for all San Diegans. So at this moment, I wanted to introduce the director of the Humanities Center, who's just going to tell you about the space for a moment so you know where you're at and where you might want to go during breaks. There's a lot of nooks and crannies around here. So, Dr. Klatt.
Hello, I don't have much to say other than what's been said before, first of all, welcome to the Humanities Centre. It's lovely to have you all here. We had our grand opening just 8 days ago, and we've already had a very vibrant week of programming and events happening here, and this really is the jewel in the opening week. I can just repeat Noel's words of thanks to Shara, and to Lindy, and to the vision and skills of Paul Moira, who have put together something very, very special here. Thank you all. And again, welcome to this space. We have a lovely place for you to spend a few hours in. Our gallery is open for you to go in and look at and wander around and make yourselves comfortable, though not in my office. That's off bounds. So again, thank you all for coming here. Welcome to the Humanities Centre. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day here. And Maura, over to you to introduce today's proceeding.
All right. Thank you, Brian. I'd also like to introduce Joanna Brooks. She's a professor of English and Comparative Literature at San Diego State, and also a vice president for faculty advancement at San Diego State. And Joanna is really crucial to everything we do. Joanna was the co-PI with Jessica Pressman on the NEH grant that brought us all together for the digital pedagogy workshops last year. So Joanna, if you would say a few words.
I want to thank you all for being here. This is a very beautiful site. And I want to thank USD and Maura for your hospitality, Dean, for your hospitality, for your support. Also want to acknowledge Community Land. Thank you for reminding us of that, Maura. I appreciate that. I want to acknowledge Stefan and Catherine, Maura, Jessica, who we all await, Aaron, for the incredible work you've done in building this network. Just a backstory. I met Jessica about 3.5 years ago at UCSD, and I knew I wanted her to help do something. And when we sat down together, I said, digital humanities, why is it that at most institutions, they airdrop in a Research One expert who builds a center that is a sign on the door, and the research goes somewhere special but very private, and that's it? Like, that's not at all what digital humanities is. That's not what this technology is about. That's not what this time is about. Can we do something collaborative? Can we do something that mobilizes the vast amount of grassroots knowledge, people hacking their way into this technology and doing wonderful things? Can we support and build on that? Can we cross hierarchies? Can we cross institutions? And can we focus it on actually these ethical principles that guide or that reflect the technology that are being articulated through these technological advances? And I think this is what we've done here. You have done this, and thank you for seeing this vision and for sharing it and responding and giving it your time and your thought and your talents. But I want to set two more horizons. Because I think what we're doing here is very special. I think we lead the nation in this region. I think we're the only ones to actually pioneer a model of doing DH that institutionally, that implements the essentials of DH. I don't know if there's an ethos, a practice, a philosophy, but what this is supposed to be about. So since you're all responsive and visionary, by virtue of being here, two more things. Number one, we need a critical digital studies. Life chances in this country are determined by data. And they're determined by data that segregates by race, sexuality, gender, class. We have not yet seen a digital humanities that goes after the core questions critical to the human condition today of how data is shaping life chances and distributing those life chances unequally. We have to go get that. I don't know that anyone else is doing that. We have to do it, and we should do it here. We should do it from this place. We are very proud that at SDSU, we are developing an area of excellence that we are actively hiring people who do digital humanities and global diversity together. And we want a critical agenda for digital studies, not just making something beautiful, although that's, come on in, we're all waiting for you. We're so,
sneak in.
But no. We're so proud that we're hiring experts in race, gender, sexuality, class, nation, internation, migration, and who understand how those categories of human experience are interwoven with, shaped with, determining of, and determined by digital technologies. We've got to press the critical questions because data is being used to distribute life chances, and they are being distributed unequally, and that is the work of the humanities. Second thing, design thinking. We are hearing this term. It is not coming from the humanities. It is coming from everywhere else on campus. Is everyone familiar with this term? It is a very popular term being rolled out in administrative sectors. It's the idea that one of the purposes of college now should be to teach students to problem solve rapidly by innovating prototypes and testing them rapidly and re-implementing the results. Design thinking as an engine for innovation, which is a pretty good idea, except we are not at the table. And there are some costs for that. There is I don't think there is any technological innovation in the last 200 years that has not levied profound human and environmental consequences. None of these consequences have been absorbed into redesign, right? They have been externalized. The costs of technological innovation have been relentlessly externalized in terms of fostering social inequality, fostering environmental destruction, all of it's been externalized. None of this has been brought back to bear systematically into the process of innovation. Humanities, our job, we are the keepers of human memory. We are the keepers of the archive. We are the ones who attend to the critical human conditions of our time. We've got to get into the design thinking conversation and make a case for why we have to remember the costs of innovation, positively, collaboratively, but make sure those costs are no longer externalized onto vulnerable human populations. We have to be in that conversation. And the digital is the perfect interface for doing it. We appreciate innovation. We appreciate quick movement. We appreciate collaboration. We are prepared to move outside of a humanities research reward structure that privileges individual virtuoso works of scholarship. We're ready to move beyond that and join the big conversations by virtue of our commitment to technology. So it's time we did that. And I hope you all will get in there. Just a final story on that note, and this is not a humble brag. By a very strange series of coincidences, I had dinner at Peter Thiel's house in February. He's one of the founders of like PayPal, like big mansion on the hill in San Francisco. And I watched him brood over the skyline of San Francisco and reflect on technology and say, okay, what have we done? We have created an environment where you can order almost anything, it'll get to your house like that. You can find a restaurant. We have not transformed the built environment. We have not transformed life conditions. What have we done? We are the people to ask that question and to really give it substance and claim for it a place in the academy. I thank you all for being here, and I hope great things will come out of this day.